Hey everyone, it's been a while, but I am finally back and I am accompanied by Cory.
Hello.
And my sister, Miss Crystal.
Hello.
And we are going to be answering some questions today that have mostly been from my 7th graders and a few of my 8th graders who just wrote me some questions. And again, this was just to kind of give them an opportunity to get to know me better as a teacher and an educator and to just kind of keep that positive relationship going. And I do want to apologize real quick because it's been a while since a video, and that is because Cory and myself have been planning to move out, and we haven't yet, and it's just been, you can't see it right now, but there are boxes everywhere in this room. Like, it's full, except for, like, what you see now where we are at.
Yeah.
So we are surrounded by stuff that needs to be moved, and we just haven't yet. So I do want to apologize, and eventually we will be more consistent with uploading material to this channel. And Schnoz was very excited, too.
So it turns out I got glasses, and I really needed them. And a fun fact is that if I flip my glasses upside down, Missing No can see really well through them. So,
what's it called? Mirror
twins?
Mirror twins? Like,
Yeah.
I
I'm
can't
sure there's
see.
some twin thing.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, I can't see real well through my, like, right eye, and you can't see.
It's my left one.
Yeah, so,
Yeah. Hi, and can you tell me how to not to be shy, and how to make friends, and how to make school a little bit... Oh, okay, so this person is basically asking, how do you make friends, how do you make school a little bit easier? And what is your favorite Christmas movie?
okay, can you, like, break that down one at a time?
Okay, how do you not be shy and make friends?
I believe that is just a happy accident. The more you participate in things, which will lead you to people having common interests, which will foster positive relationships.
And how do you make school mean more to you?
Find your passion. I mean, what would you guys say to that?
Well, to the first part, you talked about being shy. I was always pretty shy, I would say. But I just managed to... getting friends is just a weird thing. It's like... It just happens, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, oh, we're friends, and then you're friends for a long time.
Happy accident.
But usually, yeah, just having common interests and doing things you like. I know school offers a lot of different clubs and extracurriculars and stuff. Like, my thing and our thing was music and stuff. I was in band and chorus and we did all the musicals and... everything. So we made a lot of friends through that, and that could be your thing. It could be sports. It could be Scholastic Bowl. It could just be classes in general, like you really like math or science or whatever. Or you might not have any of those things, and I'm sure that's hard. But there's people out there who have similar interests, and just don't be afraid to be yourself. And yeah, and I guess that kind of goes along with making school mean more because you're doing the things you enjoy. Like I said, whether it's sports or music or academics, it'll mean more to you because you're doing something that you like and are good at.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wakes up and is like, yeah, school.
No.
Like, you gotta find meaning behind that.
And I kind of want to rephrase this last part of the question after rereading it like for the third time. If you have someone at school that's being very, very mean to you, how do you stop it? Like bullying, how do you stop that if you are being bullied?
See, this topic makes me mad because people will be like, bullying, but then people make fun of bullying, like, I'll put you in the bully box, or you're bullying me, and it's like they're not actually bullying you, but like for people who are actually bullying, like I consider that harassment, and like that is illegal. The best thing, like, because I've had my fair share of people who harassed me, but it wasn't like, they didn't know they were being mean. They thought they were being funny, and so I just didn't talk to them or didn't give them the time of day. One, because I had no social skills, and two, I didn't care to be around them. And that goes with my whole thing about like just letting things go and just being around the people who actually like, do push me forward and who are positive in my life. Because why would I care to be around someone or give someone that satisfaction of getting that rise out of me when they don't need that and they don't deserve my time? And I feel like you guys should try to don't give in to someone who's gonna want that power over you. They don't deserve it, and you are better than that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Christmas Vacation, but I do like those, what are they called? Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and
like the claymation type of...
Yeah, like the
puppet
old animation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
When you and your sister are together, which they are right now, so this is an appropriate question, what do people say? Like, are you twins, or are you guys look alike, or do you not even look alike? And there's actually a name of who wrote it, but if you want to say.
Nope.
Yeah. I feel like there's a progression of questions that usually we get asked if we're out and about. You know, if we're out shopping for clothes, or if we're out, you know, just grabbing something to eat, someone will say, "Are you guys sisters?"
Yes.
And then they will say,
"Are you twins?"
Then we say, yes.
And then they'll be like, who was born first, or who's
older?
older?
And I have to go, me.
And then, but no one ever is like, who's the youngest? I could like finally have my moment, even though it's only by a minute. But anyway,
we did have the bonus question of, so is your birthday like on the same day? And it took a little bit of restraint to
well, there
not
is
go.
a chance that maybe
It was
you were
close.
born at like 11:59 of one day, and then you were born at like midnight at the you know. So there is that possibility. That would be pretty cool though.
Yeah, it was it was close. It was like 15 minutes there.
yeah.
Explain in depth why manatees are needed in nature.
Like the logic of why manatees are needed.
They said in depth, so I'm wanting a scientific analysis of why, like, they help the environment.
Well, they're definitely needed for many reasons. They eat seagrass to shorten it, which is good for the earth. Next question.
What was your first car?
Oh, my first car was a 99... No, actually, we shared the car, and it was a 99 silver Pontiac Grand Am that was named
Clyde.
But my first car I ever owned, like, myself, was a 99 really ugly white Bonneville that I named Wallace.
So we really dropped the ball because we could have totally had Bonnie and Clyde.
Like Bonnie for Bonneville. But no, I called it Wallace because I don't know. But no, now I have my adult car. Yeah.
Mine was a 2002 Mercury Sable, kind of like a old lady car, kind of. But I didn't name it, but it did the trick for several years, and now I have a new car.
It was a lovely Pokemon Heart Gold.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was
color
kind of
sheen.
goldish
Yeah.
color, but
Look at us, like, being adults
Yeah.
with our new cars.
Really stepping up in the world.
I know.
How did you deal with drama in middle school?
I didn't have friends in middle school.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I had Crystal, and I had my friend Ryan, and that was my friend group. Like, it was just us three girls. We were known as the quiet girls. And then Cory's friend group of guys, I was kind of, like, friends with you guys.
Yeah.
But, like, if I sat with you at lunch, I would just, like, sit there quietly and not talk, but be like, oh, yeah, I have a friend. But, yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of drama in my friend group because it was so little.
We did not allow for drama.
We didn't talk that much. I finally started talking more in high school. But then, like, there was still drama going on in middle school, and it was just, like, it was mainly the girls that were just getting upset at each other. And if anything, it was the girls that were saying, like, I don't do drama, when they're the ones that, like, feed off of it. So, like, if you know someone and they're like, I don't do drama, but, like, they're constantly in drama, maybe avoid that. Also, don't be that person if you're that person. Try to stop that because it's obvious. And you don't need that stress in your life. It's just not needed. Get some good friends.
What was your favorite year of high school? That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Mine was sophomore year.
I'd say probably senior.
I'm gonna go with junior.
Hey, all different there.
Yeah. I liked my sophomore year because my freshman year, I finally, like, found friends, and I was like, I started to feel accepted, and I didn't feel really like a nobody anymore. And I started to join, like, madrigals and musicals, and I actually started to have a social life, and I finally got the hang of high school, and I liked it. And I had started to reflect on, oh, this is going to be, like, over soon. And so my junior year, I started to feel sad, like, oh, I only have one more year. And then my senior year, I was so stressed about everything the whole time, thinking about my future, and this is the last year, and trying to make it count. And that's why I loved my sophomore year so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they all kind of have a special place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But senior just was, by that time, obviously, like I said, was really big in the music stuff, so we got to do some really cool stuff that year, you know. We were all in Into the Woods, which was a really, really fun musical we did, you know. Got to do just a lot of cool stuff in the music department, but also just kind of got to, you kind of knew who I was, I guess, somewhat, you know. I wasn't super stressed, like you were saying you were stressed senior year. I probably should have been, but I was just at the point where I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to have fun this year. I'm going to do well, but like I'm going to enjoy this because it's the last year. And I just felt like a lot of fun and cool stuff happened, and it was just a good last year.
Yeah. With junior year, it's like you don't have to, you're not a senior, you don't have to start worrying about everyone's, oh, what are you going to do for college? And it's like, I don't want to tell you what I'm going to do in college, because I don't know yet. I'm you know, it's a very stressful time, or at least it was for me, trying to figure out where I'm going to go, what am I going to do with my life, because
No pressure.
Yeah, it's like no pressure.
Yeah.
And I specifically remember one day my junior year, I had a freshman come up to me and she said, Crystal, you just walk like you don't care and you know what you're doing. And she said it like with acting like I was like almost a celebrity, and it just, I'd never had someone look up to me like that before, and I said, oh, well thanks. And she's just like, you don't care, and like, so she just acted like I was so cool, and I don't view myself as like a cool person, and just have someone look up to me and just, you know,
it's a good feeling.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Adult, less than or greater than being a child. That was the
Is
question.
that like a question or a statement?
I think it's asking.
It's an expression.
Yeah.
Positive and negatives. Positives, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. Negatives is that there has to be responsibility involved. Like, obviously I can't do whatever I want because I have like this role to fill. I can't just not go into work because then I need money. Also, I love my job. And like, money is definitely a big thing, but having the freedom to do whatever I want, or at least make my own decisions, I don't have to be like tugged around places. I can, if I want to go somewhere, I can drive there. I think being an adult is definitely better than being a child, but with that comes great power and responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, I would say freedom for both. Freedom as an adult, like you said, you can do whatever you want, basically. I mean, with limitations, but you don't feel trapped because you are your own, you know, superior, I guess, in the sense that you don't have your parents or your teachers or whatever telling you what to do. But as a child, you have the freedom because, like, you can just, you know, run around and play and do whatever you want, and it's just two different types of freedom.
Yeah, and as you get older, I'm going to kind of echo off of what you're saying, like being an adult. I think being an adult is better because you can bring the things from your childhood with you and not necessarily the other way. Like, I really enjoy playing video games and hanging out with my friends. Gotta keep doing it because I can bring that forward. And now instead of asking my mom if I can go hang out with someone, I just go do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to stop liking what you like now just because you become an adult. And I feel like that happens a lot. Like, we still play video games all the time. Like, we had a water war last summer just because we could. It had to be on a weekend because we worked, but you don't have to, I'm just an older child. Like, I'm an adult. I'm a big kid.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, yeah, definitely, I guess I didn't really answer the question. Yeah, I would say adult is greater. Even with all
we're better.
than with all the responsibilities and stuff, it's worth it. Because, like you said, you can still be a kid, you're just a bigger kid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you play Minecraft or Roblox?
One of my students is writing a persuasive paper about which one is better. Minecraft. Which is not what they're arguing for. But I haven't played Minecraft in a long... You guys actually played Minecraft a lot more.
I used to play Minecraft a lot. Around when it first came out, probably like consistently for a few years, and then would kind of go back to it, and, you know, we'd have servers and stuff. But I haven't played in probably at least 2 or 3 years. But it's very fun. I've never heard of or played Roblox, though, so I guess, you know, yes, Minecraft. Never played Roblox.
Yeah.
Why is your class so cool?
Well, I'm biased because I teach communication skills, and if you don't know how to communicate, you don't get what you want out of life. That sounds more logical. Why is it cool?
Because I'm in it.
Because, no, because you, like, it gives you a voice and you need to be heard. Like, you need to be confident in expressing what you want. I'm just teaching you how to do it in a positive way. And I think having that power to communicate and get what you want out of life is pretty cool.
What's your favorite Stranger Things character? Or who? Who is your favorite Stranger Things character?
I think Hopper. Well, actually, I really like, what's her name, Joyce Byers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Ryder.
Will's mom a lot, but I also really like that actress as well. And she just does such a good job of, like, showing that parenting panic, helplessness, powerless is just so good.
I'd say mine would be Hopper and Bob Newby. From the second one. Superhero.
Yeah.
He was just such a good character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm totally on board with that. But I'm gonna go with Jonathan and Steve. Yeah.
Steve is great.
I know they're both like the two kind of clashing, different teenage boy, role models, but I can really identify with both of them. And I like how they portray them in that, because I don't know, it's just very different views on the same time. Like in school,
Yeah, they're not like good guy, bad guy. There's like always that gray area too.
Yeah, it's like whenever you can see a character and they're gonna do a bad thing, and you're like, no, I really like you, don't do that. Like that's just it's really cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite football team? Say Packers. Assuming they like the Packers.
I have a few students who like the Packers.
I do enjoy cheese.
I want to say Steelers, but that's mostly just because it's like a family thing. I'm not actually a big like football person, but there's this Nintendo 64 game, and it's also like an arcade game called an NFL Blitz.
Yeah.
And we would play it all the time with our younger brother Curtis, and I was always the Jacksonville Jaguars because I like big cats, and you were always the
Carolina Panthers because big cats.
Yeah.
Do you hate anything?
I hate people who are...
You can just stop right there.
That's it. No, because I want to be like, I strongly dislike, but if I have to use the word hate, I hate people who just spout off what they think, like an opinion, without knowing what they're talking about on any extreme level. Any extreme level of anything, I think, is not a good thing. I think if people actually take a step back and go more neutral, things will be a little bit better. And it kind of goes with the whole understanding each other, being positive. Like, don't just say what you want to say just to make someone feel bad. You're just a terrible person and I hate you. And I know that sounds awful. I also hate the little black bugs that bite you in like the fall.
They look like little things of pepper.
Little pepper they're called like no-see-ums. I hate them.
I hate when you try to go out of your way to help someone and they just don't give you the time of day to realize that you're trying to take a step in the right direction to help them. And they're almost... I'm too angry right now to even say, but whenever someone doesn't respect you for trying to help them, but there's different levels of that. Like,
no, let the hate flow.
yeah, it's just like I recently tried to help someone, and they just disregarded everything I said. They cussed at me, and I was at a loss for words because I didn't know how else to help this person. And I ended up crying over it. It really hurt.
Yeah, people are mean.
Yeah.
I guess I'd just say I hate people who are rude.
That was
Nice
pretty
and
solid.
simple, you know.
That's pretty solid.
Why did you start a YouTube channel?
It was a good way to reach out to my students. I went to a conference and they talked about this thing called flipped classroom, and I really liked the thought of it, where I give homework as a video where it can be done really easily, really efficiently, and a goal of mine had always been to start a YouTube channel, and with Cory's assistance, I was able to make that a reality, and I mostly have Cory to thank for that because he supplied me with everything I needed and knows how to edit and actually helped me with this goal I had. But yeah, it's because I wanted to.
Schnoz asks, what is your favorite time of the year?
Did he really ask?
I don't know if you really asked that. Probably the fall with the pretty colors. It's still relatively warm out. You might need a hoodie. bright, pretty colors, Halloween, dressing up, the eeriness, like the spooky element to it, the corn mazes, pumpkins. I thrive off of that time.
Agreed. Fall.
Yeah, fires. And not everywhere.
Fire everywhere.
Like bonfires, yeah. Just like the chilliness in the air. You're not sweltering in the summer.
But you're not
Fall's the
dying
best.
of cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you like babies? What is there not to like?
Okay, so I tell my students I don't want to teach young children because I can't handle it. Like, I used to work in an elementary school where I would just kind of hang out with them and play with them. I don't think I could actually teach them anything. The concept of babies when they first come out, if you will, I feel like they look very. People are always like, they're so beautiful, and I'm like, that is a squishy, ugly, potato-looking thing. But I don't mean it to be disrespectful. It just freaks me out because then people are like, here, hold this thing I made, and I'm just like. Want to hold it and like, okay, don't kill it, just hold it, and then I freeze and I panic because I'm suddenly being entrusted with this life that was just placed in my hands, and everyone's like, now support its neck, and it's like, don't hand it to me because I'm going to panic.
Yeah.
And
Schnoz was a baby once.
He's okay, he's nice and sturdy, but no, I panic because I don't know how to. I can't, like, talk to it. I mean, I could talk at it, but it might cry or poop or I can't.
Or
like,
both.
Or both. And it makes me feel so uncomfortable, and that makes me feel like I'm some kind of inferior female because I'm supposed to have, like, this motherly instinct where it's like, yes, I'll hold the child, and as I do, it'll stop crying because it's because of my touch. And I don't have the touch, but you have the touch.
And that's only because as a new nurse, I worked in a NICU for very, very sick babies for 2 whole years. And the first day on the job, I said, how do you pick it up? And they were like, you don't belong here. But eventually you just learn, and the parents weren't always there, and I worked the night shift, and so I would talk to them. You said I don't talk to the babies. I would talk to them. They didn't really listen. But yeah, I would talk to them all the time, and it's a routine. You just learn like you do anything. With practice, it comes routine and familiarity, and you feel more comfortable and confident. Now whenever I see a baby, I'm like, oh yeah, I totally know how to hold one of those things.
And again, it's not that I hate babies. They just freak me out.
You already
a little
said
bit.
you only hate those black bugs and.
Exactly. But yeah, they just make me feel very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay. Sorry, my grammar. Who is your favorite horror character?
I guess if you're still thinking.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would just say, I'm sure, down the line I'll be like, oh, I should have said this, but top of my head, I mean, Michael Myers is my favorite
Oh yeah.
slasher villain. I just love how he's, he doesn't, he moves slow, he's really creepy, he's iconic, he doesn't say anything, he's just really scary, and I think he's just a great, kind of the epitome of a good horror villain.
I don't know if this would classify as because it's not really a character, but it's in the book Pet Sematary, and it's like barely even seen, but it's the Wendigo spirit that's Lewis Creed sees when he's going to the pet cemetery, and then he's going to the Micmac burial ground. But there's this spirit there, and the way it's described when I would read it would freak me out. So I have to go with that because it's mysterious, but it's frightening because I wanted it to be Pennywise, but it's not the same kind of disconcerting feeling that I have when I've read it alone by myself when it's nighttime.
So he's saying my favorite because he's not, of course, Pennywise. Clowns are terrifying. But when I think of who's your favorite horror character? Well, who scares me the most? And it's Pennywise because I'm afraid of clowns, but you know what? I'm also afraid of really skeletal looking older women with really, really long black hair. Don't know why, but this character can change into whatever I'm fearful of most at that moment in time.
Yeah. Have you ever accidentally thrown schnoz?
No, I haven't. Ever since, like, I feel bad about running into things. Like, even if I run into the doorway, have you ever, like, done that and you're like, sorry, and then you're like, huh, I'm glad no one saw me do that. But no, I used to feel just terrible if I let, like, one of my Beanie Babies fall when I was, like, a little girl, and I'd, like, cry because my flip, like, the white cat fell. There was this time I was actually reading, rereading The Stand by Stephen King. And on my nightstand was Schnoz, just sitting there, because that's where I put him. And I was in, like, this purple fuzzy chair, and I went to grab a blanket, but Schnoz was on it, and he had started to fall, and so I, like, it's like he was a child. Like, I just reached for him, grabbed him, and I fell out, and I, like, held him. So I landed on the ground, but Schnoz was still fine, and I was like, thank God nobody saw that. Otherwise, they'd be like, why did you just biff it for this stuffed animal? It's just, so he's not fallen. I've caught him.
At least you supported his neck.
I supported his neck. Yeah.
What neck? When are you planning on moving in with Cory?
Like 5 months ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Soon.
Would you ever dye your hair a fun color?
I'd like to, but I don't think I could do, like, the full thing, and that really goes with just, like, and I know it's terrible to say, but people judge a lot, and with my profession of teaching, if I have, like, bright magenta hairs, I might have parents judging me for that, and so I have to remain professional looking and professional. But no, I think it'd be kind of cool to do, like, a streak of, like, a pretty bright teal or, like, a purple or something like that sometime. But right now I'm just not going to. And again, I'm not, like, there shouldn't be that stigma against people who, like, color the hair. It shouldn't be unprofessional, but I'm still in the boat where people think I'm inexperienced because I look young. So yeah, I'm trying to be careful and then remain as professional as possible. But yeah, I would. Yeah. Maybe not the whole thing, but maybe a streak.
Yeah. I get upset with that as well, like people judging and everything, because what if I did want to dye my hair all purple or whatever, for whatever reason?
You should have that choice too.
I should be able to have that choice. Also, if I have tattoos that are meaningful to me, which I don't, but if I did, I don't want to hide them because it's unprofessional. It's like, yeah, I have a tattoo of my daughter's footprint on my arm.
Scandal.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's like, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
So.
What is the hardest thing you made your 8th graders do?
The hardest assignment I have my 8th graders do is write a creative narrative where they have to think of setting and plot and have all the elements of a plot structure, exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution, character development, dialogue. Like, they have to write their whole story, and then you're basically graded on your peers, but it's all anonymous, so you don't actually know who wrote this, but we talk as a group. We read it, and then we bring it in. Then we all talk as a group about this story, and if you're the author of that story, you don't get to say, I wrote this, because then I want you guys to learn how to take constructive criticism and be able to dish it out in a professional way, because no one likes being told, hey, this sucks, but instead of saying, I really think this person could have worked better on their dialogue with their commas, and that way you're like, oh, I learned something, and now if I ever write again, I will use that. Definitely the hardest thing, but I also think it's the most fun, which is why I save it until May.
Have you got so mad at a game that you have broke a controller?
No, but I was playing this game, it was Don't Starve Together, except for I played by myself, and it was a snow day, and I think it was last year, actually no, it was 2 years ago, and I played for like 5 hours straight, and I just made this very careless decision to go against this thing called the Dragonfly, because I was like, oh, I don't know what this is, and for those of you who do know, like, that's basically a death wish, so I was like, ooh, what's this thing? And I like hit it, and it started to chase me, and I was like, I'll just run away, except for it's much faster than you, so I'm like, no, like yelling at my laptop as I'm like trying to get away from this thing, and it just like one-shots me and kills me, and I just
Through your laptop.
No, I just scream at it, and I'm just like, no!
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Just like so mad. Like no one else is in the house, and I didn't throw anything, but I've verbally abused my laptop because I was so angry at myself for such a careless decision.
I remember specifically, it had to be maybe 5 years ago when I was playing Minecraft, and I usually I played by myself. Sometimes I would play with other people, but I had a whole world and it was on hardcore mode, so that means if you die, your world gets deleted.
Oh.
I had built a beautiful farm and brick house, and this was not creative. I slaved over making brick. You had to dig up the clay and you had to cook it and make your bricks, and then you had to put all the bricks together, and then it took a very, very long time. And I had made a little basement to start making a mushroom farm to grow some mushrooms. And I had all my cows, and I loved making the rows of my wheat and
You like farming a lot.
oh, I loved it. Yeah, I thrived off of it. And I had made a beautiful, beautiful see, I'm so upset that's gone. I had made a beautiful kind of like sidewalk up to my house, and I was just going about my farming day, and I walked out of my house and a creeper exploded me. I did not throw anything or break a controller, but I screamed some profanity, and I did not play Minecraft, I think, a year afterwards. I was beside myself.
Well, didn't you one time you like broke the server because you like started burning a forest by accident?
No,
like,
that was someone else on our server. If you do play Minecraft, it'll just kind of flow.
Yeah,
I think you were on that server.
Went down the whole mountain and
It crashed the
destroyed
server.
everything, yeah.
Also, while we're talking about Minecraft, I think I had a animal in ice. It was kind of like my pet. I'm pretty sure someone here poured lava on it.
Was it a cow?
Yes, it was a cow.
Yeah, I think that was me.
Yeah.
Did you break a controller after that?
No, but I got really sad. They're so cute. And just cold blood.
Yeah.
Hot blood because it was lava.
Yeah, we all make bad decisions. I regret doing that to that poor cow.
I don't even think it turned it into cooked meat.
Just gone.
It was just gone.
What have you raged about? Have you raged during? You probably have.
Oh yeah. I've never thrown a controller. That's just. I think people who do that, it's just dumb because you're damaging your own or your friend's equipment that you paid for. But I've raged plenty of times. Usually, I don't remember specific games, but anytime that a save file didn't save or you thought you saved and you had lots of progress, like Pokemon or something.
Yeah.
Like you played for like 4 hours and you should save after, a bit of time, but,
Who does that?
One time, okay, I do kind of remember one. I was trying to get an Espeon or something, and you have to play at a certain time. It has to, like, evolve at a certain time, a certain happiness or whatever. And it did, and then it was going on, and I forgot to save, and my Game Boy died, so I had to redo all of it. And I had probably played like 6 hours, so I think I took a break for a few days, but never thrown anything, but yes, I have raged. Do you have any helpful hints for young writers?
Don't stop writing. And I know I say that a lot when I'm teaching the writing process, but I'm serious. Don't stop writing. Practice, okay? The more you practice, the more confident you feel, the more you can type more, the more you can write more. Sit down and dedicate time to writing and read, and then read some more. Read something that is higher than your skill level, okay? Try to reach that next skill level. Good reading promotes healthy writing, okay? A writer who doesn't read is like a fat PE teacher, okay? Don't do that, okay? You need to see what is good to promote what is or could be potentially good. So read and write. I know that sounds redundant, but it really is a very powerful thing. Practice makes perfect. Practice your writing. Identify what good writing is.
I really hate that phrase, practice is perfect, but it's true.
It really is.
Yeah.
How many pets have you had?
Well, we lived on a farm for a little while, so lots.
Lots.
We had no pets at the apartment when we were first living. And then we suddenly went to a farm and we had cows and we had chickens and we had turkeys and goats and cats and dogs. We had a dog named Friday. She was awesome. And then we had this huge Great Pyrenees named Bear, or they'd call him Big Bear, and he like stood taller than us. He was enormous. And my mom was always like, be extremely careful. Like, so we tried to avoid him, but when we got older we were able to like pat his head, and then he sadly passed away.
He had arthritis.
He had terrible arthritis.
He got old.
And then when we moved to our house, we had another bear, and
An actual bear.
he was like a Newfoundland lab mix. He loved Chinese food. Like, he would just drool. He wasn't the smartest, but I loved that dog. And then we had Max, which led to some scars on me, but I still love that dog. And he was like a German Shepherd Husky mixed with maybe a little bit of Great Dane. I will probably just have cats from now on, or maybe a fish.
Yeah. I just had 2 cats. That's all I've had, but hopefully we'll have more.
Yeah.
I got 2 cats.
Oh yeah, Ramses and Cleopatra. Yes. Last question.
Who is your favorite class? That's a little cheap. Don't know if you can answer that.
My favorite class is all of them.
What about your favorites, like, your favorite class subject to teach? Like, I know, like, you encompass
English.
I know, but, like,
go
there's
figure.
subcategories. Like, what's your favorite class to teach?
Like unit?
With, yeah.
My
Like, the
favorite-
information within the class.
My favorite unit is what we are just now doing with my 7th graders and what we just got done doing with my 8th graders, and that is persuasion and rhetoric, which is actually what I'm focusing on with my master's degree, hopefully, if I get accepted. But yeah, definitely persuasion and rhetoric. I love it. What was your favorite in, like, subject in
In English?
No,
Or
just
does
in
it-
school.
I was gonna say none.
Well, I won't say like a band or chorus, because I mean,
Obviously.
I'd say probably history.
Oh, cool.
I liked history.
Yeah, history was very cool because I really enjoyed the teacher teaching it.
Same.
They made it
Oh, yeah, me
fun,
too.
and I
Big inspiration for me.
Yeah, and but if it's just the subject content, I really enjoyed science, like the biologies.
Well, that makes sense for you.
I like how the body works. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like every single thing the body does is like a darn miracle. It happens. Like the fact that I'm here sitting right now is just
A miracle.
yeah, it's like a miracle. So it blows my mind sometimes. I think
All
it's
right.
cool.
All right. Those are all of the
Yeah, it's empty.
questions. We went through all of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will be having some more content come out. I already have a lot more ideas for more book talks. I'm really hoping to get more of them done over the summer. And Cory, thank you so much for joining us today and sitting
thanks
with us the whole
for having
time.
me.
And Miss Crystal, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you.
And one of you can go ahead and do the outro.
Do I say the thing?
You can say the thing.
Don't be afraid to learn.
Bye, guys.